先輩どうしたんですか？
いや、ハンカチ取ろうとしたらなんかゴワゴワしたもんが。
先輩！
違う、俺は無実だ。てか、でかいなこのブラ。ヒメラギのじゃないだろう。どういう
意味ですか？もしかしたらさやかさんの。
そうか、この匂いどっかで嗅いだ覚えがあると思えば。
先輩。
Hardwired.
Push. いると思いますよ。何をする？きちんと送り届けますから。みんなを傷つけたら。
Number 10. Fumetsu no Anata-e. Genres: Adventure, Drama, Supernatural. An orb known only as It is cast to Earth to be observed from afar. Capable of changing forms from beings whose reflection it captures, it first becomes a rock and then, due to the rising temperature, moss. It does not move until one snowy day, a wolf at death's door barely crosses by. When it takes the animal's form, it attains awareness of its consciousness and starts to wander with an unclear destination in mind. Soon, it comes across the wolf's master, a young boy waiting for his tribe to return from a paradise abundant with fish and fruit in the south. Although the boy is lonely, he still hopes those whom he holds dear in his memories have not forgotten him and that he will reunite with them one day. The boy wants to explore new surroundings and decides to abandon his home with it to find the paradise using the traces his tribe left behind. However, with a heavily injured body and no sight of his elder comrades, what will become of the boy? Fumetsu no Anata-e illustrates the story of an immortal being experiencing humanity, meeting all types of people in many places throughout time. Number 8. Mekyu Black Company. Genres: Comedy, Fantasy. Kinji, who lacks any kind of work ethic, is a layabout in his modern life. One day he finds himself transported to another world, but not in a grand fantasy of a hero welcomed with open arms. He's immediately shoved into a terrible job. Now enslaved by an evil mining company in a fantasy world, Kinji's about to really learn the meaning of hard work. Number 8. Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon S. Genres: Comedy, Fantasy, Slice of Life. As Toru continues on her quest to become the greatest maid, and Kana Kamui fully immerses in her life as an elementary school student, there's not a dull day in the Kobayashi household, with mischief being a daily staple. On one such day, however, a massive landslide is spotted on the hill where Kobayashi and Toru first met, a clear display of a dragon's might. When none of the dragons they know claim responsibility, the perpetrator herself descends from the skies. Ilulu, the radical chaos dragon with monstrous power rivaling that of Toru. Sickened by Toru's involvement with humans, Ilulu resorts to the typical dragon method of resolving conflict, a battle to the death. Despite such behavior, she becomes intrigued by Kobayashi's ability to befriend dragons and decides to observe just what makes Kobayashi so special. With a new troublesome dragon in town, Kobayashi's eccentric life with a dragon maid is only getting merrier. Tales of the Abyss. Genres: Adventure, Drama, Fantasy. The world of Aldrint is bound by the Score, a series of prophecies from centuries past that dictate the world's future. It is considered an absolute fate that everyone lives by, even people whose actions lead to bloodshed and tears. Using magical abilities known as the Phonic Arts, a war between the nation of Kimlaska Lanvaldir and the Malkuth Empire is waged in hopes of bringing the Scourge Forcing Utopia to life. Tales of the Abyss follow Luke von Fabre, who spends his days locked away in his manor after being kidnapped and losing memories as a child. One day, while honing his swordsmanship, a woman named Tyr attempts to assassinate his master. Luke defends him, but the clash results in the two being teleported to a distant land. Luke and Tyr's journey back quickly escalates into a quest that will either free the world from the Scourge's chains or destroy it completely.
私も同じことを考えてたの。
Diate 5 BU Day Battle. Genres: Action, Supernatural. It was just a usual morning. Akiroshiro Yanagi, a high schooler who loves games and kanpeto, which are Japanese sweets, has suddenly been dragged into a battlefield by a mysterious girl who calls herself Mian. The participants are told that they are erased from the family register, involved in an experiment, and gain certain powers. Akira is determined to win the game with his newfound powers and destroy the organization. Armed with a power no one expects and his brain skills, the new period of intelligence battle begins.
ことなんとも思ってないけど、そういうのって良くないと思う。ほら、大和なでしこのたしなみとかって、だからクレナかわいい。
86. Genres: Action, Drama, Sci-Fi. According to the Republic of St. Magnolia, their ongoing war against the Gladian Empire has no casualties. However, that is mere propaganda. While the silver-haired Alba of the Republic's 85 sectors live safely behind their protective walls, those of different appearances are interned in a secret 86th faction. Known within the military as the 86th, they are forced to fight against the Empire's autonomous legion under the command of the Republican Handlers. Vladilena Malize is assigned to the Spearhead Squadron to replace their previous handler. Shunned by her peers for being a fellow 86 supporter, she continues to fight against their inhuman discrimination. Shine Nozin is the captain of the Spearhead Squadron. Infamous for being the sole survivor of every squadron he's been in, he insists on shouldering the names and wishes of his fallen comrades. When the fates of these young souls from two different worlds collide, will it ignite the spark that lights their path to salvation, or will they burn themselves in the flames of despair?
わざわざ歩いて登ってきたんですか？連れてました。おお、大きくなると子供用の服に収まらない。
Slime Tioshite 300 nen Shiranai Uchi ni level max ni Natamashita. Genres: Comedy, Fantasy, Slice of Life. In role-playing games, slimes are usually the easiest monster to kill, and because of that, they yield few experience points. But what would happen if you live long enough to keep defeating them for 300 years? After many years of being a corporate slave, Azusa Aizawa abruptly passes away due to severe exhaustion. Seemingly headed for the afterlife, she meets a goddess who bestows her with immortality alongside a peaceful life in another world. There, Azusa enjoys her days tending to her farm, protecting the nearby village, and killing about 25 slimes per day, a routine that continues for at least 3 centuries. However, this rather monotonous cycle begins to change when Azusa suddenly finds out that she has reached level 99, the maximum possible level, from slimes alone. Despite desperately trying to hide this fact in fear of ending her slow life, rumors of her strength spread nevertheless. Soon enough, various people throughout the continent, like the dragon Laika and the elf Halkara, start to appear at her doorstep, some seeking a battle, others asking for her assistance. Meeting friends and acquaintances who soon become family, Azusa finds she can live a life far better with others than when she was alone.
道長 竜宮寺剣。
ねえねえケンチン、
あいつからそんなに偉くなったんだ。
ミッチ、お前本当に中学生？誰だお前。
Tokyo Revengers. Genres: action, drama, supernatural. Takamichi Hanagaki's second year of middle school was the highest point of his life. He had respect, a gang of friends he could count on, and even a girlfriend. But that was 12 years ago. Today, he's a nobody. A washed-up non-entity made fun of by children and always forced to apologize to his younger boss. A sudden news report on the Tokyo Manji gang's cruel murder of the only girlfriend he ever had alongside her brother only adds insult to injury. Half a second before a train ends his pitiful life for good, Takamichi flashes back to that same day 12 years ago when he was still dating Hinata Tachibana. After being forced to relive the very same day that began his downward spiral, Takamichi meets Hinata's younger brother. Without thinking, he admits to his seeming death before flashing back to the past. Takamichi urges him to protect his sister before inexplicably returning to the future. Miraculously, he isn't dead. Stranger still, the future has changed. It seems as though Takamichi can alter the flow of time. Given the chance to prevent his ex-girlfriend's tragic death at the hands of the Tokyo Manji gang, Takamichi decides to fly through time to change the course of the future.
この際どちらが先などと言っておられぬ。私たち不敬を持っていただきましょう。何言ってんの。若さ。さあ。
Number 7. Tsukiga Michibiku Isekai Dochu. Genres: action, adventure, comedy, fantasy. As part of a mysterious contract agreed upon by a goddess and his parents years ago, Makoto Mizumi finds himself sent to another world to meet the goddess and become the hero. However, the deity deems Makoto to be hideous, refusing to even lay eyes upon him and revokes his heroic title. Disdainfully giving him the ability to understand all languages except the human language as compensation, the goddess drives Makoto off the farthest edges of the wasteland, far from human civilization. Due to the disparity between Earth and this new world, Makoto's inherent physical and magical capabilities awaken, making him extremely powerful. He meets various demi-humans and mythological beings who all end up being captivated with his characteristics and join Makoto in building a new community where all of them can peacefully coexist. Nevertheless, despite this success, Makoto still yearns to meet fellow humans. In a world where the goddess herself has barred him from interacting with his kind, it is up to Makoto and his companions to fulfill his desire and perhaps reform society along the way. Number 1. Ina no Shobotai. Genres: action, supernatural. Spontaneous human combustion. A chaotic phenomenon that has plagued humanity for years, randomly transforming ordinary people into flaming violent creatures known as infernals. While infernals make up the first generation accounts of human combustion, the second and third generations became known as pyrokinetics, people gifted with the ability to manipulate and control their flames while remaining human. To combat the infernal threat and discover the cause, the Tokyo Armed Forces, Fire Defense Agency, and Holy Church of Seoul produced their answer: the Special Fire Force. Young and eager third-generation pyrokinetic Shinra Kusakabe, nicknamed Devil's Footprints for his explosive ability to ignite his feat at will, becomes a member of the lively Special Fire Force Company 8. Upholding the brigade's duty to extinguish the blazing infernals and lay their souls to rest, Shinra is determined to become a hero who will save the lives of those threatened by the Flame Terror. However, this is not the hero's game Shinra imagined. The Fire Force is a fractured mess of feuding brigades, abnormal infernal sightings are increasing all over Tokyo, and a shadowy group is claiming to have answers to the strange fire that caused the death of Shinra's family 12 years ago. Faced with many obstacles within and outside the Fire Force, Shinra fights to uncover the truth behind the burning mysteries that have kept him in the dark.